turn that off. YouTube will be writing me nasty grams as usual. Fucking kids driving cars. Alright. Wait for some people to come in. And I can get my Wasteland Wednesday speech on. Yep. Good God Almighty. It's horrible. Change glasses here. Well, that ain't much better. Whew. Little sunlight. Tearing up my eyes today. And anybody going to come in? I wonder if they even sent out a notification. So I'll find out here in a minute. Well, there's somebody looking. What's happening, viewer? Wonder if that's my darling daughter Ashley. Maybe, maybe not. I guess not. She would have at least. Yep. See. Yep. Whoever it was is gone now. That was quick. Didn't take them long. They figured, yeah, what's this old freaking hippie talking about? Mm-hmm. There's another one. How long are you going to stay? You going to stay for a long time? Watch me talk about absolutely nothing? Actually, I do have a few things I'm going to talk about today. I'm just waiting to get a few people in here, so I at least have an audience. You know, it's kind of hard to talk to yourself if you're doing this type of thing. Yep, I figured as much. They took off too. And here's another one. What's happening, viewer? You want to shout out? So type anything down there in the comment section. I'll be glad to give you a shout out today. We're going to talk about some stuff today. I might even talk about politics. But we're going to let some people get in here first and see what's going on. Because, man, New York has forgotten what happened in 2001. September 11th, and it's a shame that the very people that had to suffer and go through the hardship in New York City are now going to have to go through all the hardship and things to come with this socialist Marxist guy they got in office up there, Zopan or Zoran or Zuhan or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah, Marxist socialist is what that guy is. That's for sure. He's going to destroy New York. That's what he set out to do, and he's already stepping on Trump's toes. He called him out and made some idle threats. Even though he wants to make it look like he wasn't threatening Trump, he was. But you know what, New York, you get what you ask for, you get what you vote for. And unfortunate enough for you people up there who have forgotten all about 9/11, you're in big trouble. You know, socialism only works when the rich people are giving their money to somebody else. But once that money runs out, your socialists don't usually survive too long after that. So good luck with that shit. Yep. It's a damn shame that, you know, this guy's talking about New York City being a place for immigrants only. And what that means is that he hates Americans. and he's not gonna cater to any of their needs. You're only gonna get attention from this Zohan or Log or whatever the fuck his name is, if you're an immigrant or if you're in this country illegally. And he's going to make New York is probably going to be one of those sanctuary cities, which you know, he can do if he wants, but that goes against our Constitution. You know, this guy's really going to bring the heat, and he's really going to cause a lot of problems, because, you know, the Muslims, their whole aim is to destroy America. I mean, you know, if Osama bin Laden was alive, they may as well just have fucking made him the fucking mayor of New York City. You know, they've been after that. They want to see America fall. That's what it is. And when you put people like this guy, Mama Batty or whatever the fuck his name is, in office, that's what's going to happen. There's going to be problems up there. You know, he's wanting to make all the grocery stores government grocery stores, which is going to put the small man out of business. You know, he wants to give away free bus rides and free transit system rides. You can't do that. Where's that? You know, where's that money going to come from that's going to keep those things up and running? You know, but I guess being a socialist, he doesn't think about things like that and the consequences for stupid decisions. There ain't no countries. I mean, look at Venezuela, for instance. You know what I mean? Venezuela was once one of the richest countries in the world, and they got a Marxist socialist in office, and Venezuela is nothing now. It's a wasteland. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. It's a third world country. You know, if you do a lot of research about the history in Venezuela, you'll see that what I'm telling you is right. And these Marxists and socialists, they don't care. They don't care about people. They only care about rich and powerful. That's what they are. That's what they want. You know, it's a damn shame. New York has fallen again. New York forgot. Whatever happened, you remember every year, on 9/11 day, I guess they've made it a holiday now, but anyway, so, you know, they had those banners, you know, we will never forget. Yeah, that's bullshit now. Yep, New York, you forgot, didn't you? Shame on you. Shame on New York. The New Yorkers, the people that should have gone out and voted and kept this Marxist socialist out of office, didn't do it. Shame on you. Yep, you guys are gonna reap what you sow up there in New York. And what makes it even worse is, you know, in New York City, you're not allowed to be armed. You know, they don't have a Second Amendment in that city. You know, there are people getting shot up there, but most of the people that have guns in New York are all criminals. You know, you don't have any responsible gun owners in New York City, because they don't allow that. They don't allow people to protect their homes. They don't allow to protect their rights. So, you know, this is a perfect scenario for this guy to come in and just wreak havoc. New York City will fall. Well, I mean, it's already fallen, but it's going to get worse. You guys in New York City are in for a bumpy ride, that's for sure. And, man, it's terrible. Terrible situation. But, you know, this guy, he's already showed his true colors. He's already reneged on, you know, he was talking about how he was going to give away, you know, shit for free, and he's already reneging on that. He's like, oh yeah, you know, 1%, yeah, bullshit. You know, that's how they get you, liberals. They get you, tell you that they're going to give you free shit, And then when it comes to beck and call, you get nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's wrong with you guys up there? You know, you guys trip me out, you lefties. You're going to let a guy like that run your city. Hey, more power to you. Thank God I live in a red state. Now, the county I live in is unfortunately, it's blue. But I moved there before I got into politics. I'm actually not into politics, but I pay attention. You know, I pay attention to what's going on. I listen to podcasts and things like that. And, you know, you find out things over time. You give it about a year and a half, and New York is going to be so freaking bad that people are going to start moving away from there. And that's the whole aim, you know. I mean, if you look at, Dearborn, Michigan, for instance, you know, Dearborn, Michigan is they don't want white people there. They don't want American people who were born and bred in America in you know, places that these Muslims have taken over in the U.S. And that's why you got so much bad shit going on over in England and the UK right now. You know, they have infiltrated everything, and that's the aim. You know, it's that what do they call it? The replacement theory. Yeah, the replacement theory is no longer a theory; it's fact, and that's what they want to do. And that's why all these freaking illegal aliens came across the southern border. You know, they wanted to replace people and put them in places and strongholds, you know, for elections and shit like that. It's not hard to figure out. And you know, the Democrats played this, you know, to a T. I don't know, you know, with this whole fucking government shutdown. You know, the government shutdown was all caused by the Democrats. It was the Democrats who were holding out. And what they did is they used the small people, you know, the little people who get the SNAP benefits and the EBT and things like that, because most of those people are either uneducated or they just don't know any better, to be completely honest. So what did they do? They played the American people. And you know, I was reading something today. Who was it? Wasn't Roosevelt? It was, oh God, what was his name? One of the presidents way back when said if he had anything to do with it, he would keep those people that they're, well, he used the N word. I won't use that word because that's not a good word to use. It's not very respectable. And so I'm not going to use that word. But he said that he would keep those N-word people voting for Democrats for 200 years. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, you can type it down at the bottom. I think it was either Roosevelt or what was that other guy's name? I can't remember his name, but he was the one that was responsible for Kennedy getting shot back in the day. You know, if you read the Kennedy files, but yeah, that's the same guy. He was a good president, but he was a racist, you know, unfortunately. And we've had some of those, but we're not going to get into that either. But damn, New York, really? You know, you lost 2 buildings in 2011 and over 3,000 people in a matter of hours. And you've forgotten that the media they must have spent 2 or 3 months after that, you know, blaming the Muslims and talking about how bad Muslim people were and things like that. And America, you know, was sympathetic to that. And they knew that you know, there were going to be problems, more problems. And there have been, you know. And now they're going to even have more problems because this fella has infiltrated, this socialist, Marxist has infiltrated a high position in a high-profile city. It's a shame, New York. You guys are in for a bumpy ride. I hope you have a four-wheel drive with good suspension, because you're going to need it. I got some people, I got friends that live up in New York. I got a couple of them anyway. And man, they know what's up, you know. And this guy, he hates God. Oh my God. And I was reading earlier, I was on some posts earlier, people were praying to God to keep this guy safe. Don't pray to God to keep this guy safe. This guy hates God. He hates everything about Christianity. He hates God. He hates freedom. And he's going to make you guys into slaves up there. Let's see. Oh, not the rich people being taxed makes you sad. No, I could give a shit less whether people are taxed. You know, the taxes, the people like him in socialism only work until all the rich people are gone. You know what I mean? Socialism is okay. So say for instance, all right, here's the difference. Capitalism, people line up. The bread lines up for the people, and the people go buy the bread. That's a capitalistic system. A socialist system is when a man works for his bread, but the government or whoever's in charge takes the bread away and gives it to somebody who didn't lift a finger to earn it. Okay? And communist is where the people line up and lets the bread come to them. Right? So this guy's a socialist Marxist. He says he's a democratic socialist. He's self-proclaimed. So we know from the get-go that it's not going to work. So as soon as all the rich people move away and he runs out of other people's money, the shit's going to hit the fan and the city's going to fall. No, I'm not very anything. Exactly what I'm talking about. You can tell me I'm confused all you want, but I know, and the track record speaks for itself. Have you ever done any research on Venezuela and what happened down there? Sweetie, go look. Go look at how powerful and rich they were at one time. And then look when they brought that socialist Marxist in to run the country down there in Venezuela, and what's going on down there. They're all poor. They're a third world country now. Their money is useless and worthless. Yeah, I'm very confused. Okay, whatever you say. Yeah, taxes, that's right. You know, taxes are go against the Constitution. Unfortunately, we have to answer to the government, and we have to answer to the IRS. But taxes of any kind are unconstitutional. Did you know that 60% of your money goes to taxes? The 60% of the money that you earn every week goes to taxes. Okay? They tax you when they take out taxes out of your paycheck. You get taxed for food, you got property tax, you've got real estate tax, you've got gas tax, tax on your cigarettes, tax on this, tax on that. They tax you to death. Why do you think they have these freaking car inspections and things like that? Registration. It's all tax. That's what they use it for. They use it for tax money. So 60% of whatever you make every year goes to taxes. And you're too stupid to realize that. That's my dad you're talking to. Let's have it back off. Yeah, tell him, Ashley, get him. You can time her out if you want to, Ashley. I don't care. Get rid of her. Put her on restriction for a minute or two. Let her think about her statement. Because you know, whatever. See, she doesn't know that the people that I follow and the people that I listen to, and she doesn't know the things that I've been through in my life and all the research and shit that I've done about, you know, sociology and psychology and things like that. So, you know, you can't tell me what I know and what I don't know. Because I know more. You know, I may not look like the smartest guy in the world, you know, because I got long, stringy hair and the beard and all that good shit. But I'm a lot smarter than people think I am. And it really surprises them when I sneak up on them. You know what I mean? Because they don't expect me to come off the hip and respond to their stupidity. That's the problem in the world today. Is, you know, people think that they're smarter than you and don't know anything about you. You know what I mean? Now, I could really give a shit less. I could give two shits less about what people think, you know, because it doesn't matter. But I shoot from the hip, and I call it as I see it. You know what I mean? And when you know about economics and you know the way it works, and you know about government structures and how they work, you know what I mean? It pisses people off when you tell the truth. And that's exactly what's going on here. Is this woman that came in here saying that, you know, I didn't know what I was talking about and I'm confused. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I've been going through this shit for years now. You know, everybody's got that, with that Trump derangement syndrome. Everybody's out to get Trump. Wow. You know, and let's talk about the Epstein files a minute. So look at it like this, okay? Everybody keeps talking about, you know, Trump being a pedophile, and Trump's, you know, this, and Trump's, you know, was friends with Jeffrey Epstein and blah, blah, blah. Well, let me tell you something. You know why they won't bring the Epstein files out and make it public? Because there's just as many people on the left on that list as there are on the right. And that's the reason they won't expose it. Plus, they know that it doesn't have anything to do with Donald Trump. Because if they, you know, it's like this. If that list named Donald Trump for anything, it would have already come out years ago, but it didn't. You know, they tried to indict him for fraud. They tried to indict him for rape. They tried to kill him twice, and they failed. If the Jeffrey Epstein list was so fucking important, why wasn't it brought to light? Because they could have kept him out of office with that. But no, they don't want to do that. See, because there's just as many of them on that list. On both sides of the aisle. You want to shut somebody up real quick about the Jeffrey Epstein shit? You tell them that. You tell them the way it is. You know? There's a bunch of people involved, rich and powerful people. What do you think that what was his name? Prince Charles's son? What prince was that? I can't remember. Prince Chuck or something over there in the UK that just lost his inheritance, and they took away his mansion and everything else and his royal title. And why do you think that is? Because he's on the list. See, so. You know, these people, these fucking, these liberal left yankers, as I like to call them, want to talk about the list, but what they don't seem to realize is just as many people that they believe in and follow are on that list. I guarantee it. Okay, baby girl's got my back. I don't know how to do that. What you do, Ashley, is you click on their name. Let's see, you click. Let me see if I can do it from here since I'm witness to a piece. All right, so you click on their name, and you go down. It'll say pin message, report, remove, channel activity, add as moderator. Put the user in timeout, and it'll give you an amount of time that you want to put them in timeout, like, you know, like 1 minute or 5 minutes or something like that. It's pretty easy to do. Just click on their name, and those options will come up. She's already gone anyway. She didn't know how to respond because I was straight up and honest with her and told her exactly how I felt. And she's gone. There you go. Timer out for 86 seconds. That's right. There you go. So whenever you get somebody, Ashley, that wants to be a dickhead, that's how you do it. You take care of them just like that. Now, we're going to give them 3 chances, okay? The first time, we'll put them on timeout for, you know, 5 minutes or so. Or a minute was 86 seconds is a minute and a half, right? You blocked her for 24 hours. Okay, well, don't go too overboard now, because I need viewers. And I guarantee you, since she came in and she had something to comment like that, she's going to wonder what I'm thinking and what I'm saying. So Okay, don't go overboard with it. We give her 3 chances. All right, 86 seconds is a minute and 30 seconds or something like that, right? So 60 seconds is a minute, and you got 86. Okay, so that's a minute and 26 seconds. All right. The next time she decides to blab off and write something stupid, then you give her like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever it is, and you can let her know, type in there, hey, look, bitch, I got rid of you for this long. Come back when you got something nice to say, right? And then if she does that shit again, you can block her forever. I don't care, whatever. But don't be sorry. It's fine. I understand you just looking out, and I appreciate that. You got daddy's back. So see, we're a team, right? So anyway, that's how you deal with shit. You just be honest, and they hate it when you're honest. I've never in my life, I would say in the past probably 6 or 7 years, I've never been called a racist, a bigot, a Nazi, a misogynist more in my whole life than I have in the last 6 years or so. And it's because these idiot Democrats and left-leaning whack jobs want to talk shit, and then when you come back at them with truth, they don't know how to handle that. You know what I mean? So their resort is to start calling you names because they think that that's going to intimidate you. But see, what they don't realize is they can't intimidate me because I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what I want to say, when I want to say it, how I want to say it, to whoever I want to say it, wherever I want to say it. And this is my channel. See, they forget that this is my channel, and I got my baby girl on, she's got my back. So it's kind of like our channel. You know what I mean? Good job, Ashley. I appreciate that. So anyway, man, I spent 27 minutes talking about something, like 2 subjects today. That's pretty good. I usually get lost for words, but I've been talking about this shit all day long, and I had a lot to say. I think it's a damn shame, once again, that New York, you guys are in trouble. You guys are in deep poopy up there in New York. I'm telling you right now, and you're too stupid to realize it up there in New York. And oh well. So that's my video for the day. I've been on about 28.5 minutes. Hey, you guys, make sure you go out and look at the moon tonight. It's supposed to be what they call the beaver moon. Oh, excuse me. I think the beaver moon is supposed to be kind of a yellow color. And then that's tonight. And then I think it's like the 7th or 8th. We're supposed to have like a huge supermoon, like a blue supermoon. So you guys make sure you step out the door and look at that. Take pictures or something. I'm gonna be taking pictures and posting them tonight. I may put a few pictures of the moon on my YouTube channel. I usually don't post things like that there because I get more views when I do videos than I do like if I just do messages or something or pictures. But anyway, so make sure you go look at the moon tonight. It's supposed to be really cool. But anyway, I got to go out to my building and take my motorcycle battery out of my motorcycle before it dies. Ashley, have a good night, baby. And I'll talk to you again. I'll be on Friday. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Wherever you are in the world, I know there's people watching me from all over the world. Well, they come and go, but I know that there are people that check in with me, from all over the world from time to time. So you guys take it easy. Have a good evening or day, whichever, if you're night or day. Have a good one anyway. And I'm out. You guys take it easy. 30 minutes and I'm out. Woo! Bye-bye.